Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military leaders. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore the extraordinary life of Vasily Chuikov, the Soviet general who would become synonymous with unwavering determination and unrelenting defense. From the scorched streets of Stalingrad to the ruins of Berlin, Chuikov's name is etched in the annals of history as a testament to his bravery, strategic genius, and unwavering commitment to his nation. Born on February 12, 1900, in the village of Sedyshevo in the Amur Oblast of Russia, Vasily Chuikov was the youngest of 6 children to a family of modest means. His father, Ivan Chuikov, was a peasant farmer who worked tirelessly to provide for his family, while his mother, Anastasia Chuikov, was a homemaker who instilled in her children the values of hard work, discipline, and patriotism. The early years of Vasily's life were marked by the rustic simplicity of rural Russia, where the rhythms of nature and the cycles of agriculture shaped the daily routines of the villagers. As a child, Vasily was fascinated by the stories of his grandfather, a veteran of the Russo-Japanese War, who regaled him with tales of courage, honor, and sacrifice. These stories sparked a sense of adventure and patriotism in young Vasily, who dreamed of one day following in his grandfather's footsteps and serving his country. The family's modest home was filled with the sounds of laughter, argument, and lively debate, as Vasily's parents encouraged their children to think critically and express themselves freely. In 1911, Vasily began his education at the local village school, where he excelled in mathematics, history, and literature. His teachers recognized his intellectual curiosity and encouraged him to pursue his interests, nurturing a love of learning that would stay with him throughout his life. The village school was a humble institution with wooden desks, chalkboards, and a single teacher who taught all subjects, but it provided Vasily with a solid foundation in the basics and instilled in him a sense of wonder and awe. As Vasily grew older, he became increasingly aware of the tumultuous events unfolding in Russia. The Russian Revolution of 1917, which saw the overthrow of the Romanov dynasty and the rise of the Bolsheviks, had a profound impact on his family and community. His parents, though not actively involved in politics, were sympathetic to the Bolshevik cause, and their home became a hub for local activists and intellectuals who debated the future of Russia. In 1917, Vasily graduated from the village school and enrolled in the Tula Gymnasium, a prestigious secondary school that offered a rigorous curriculum in mathematics, science, and languages. The gymnasium was a bastion of intellectual ferment, where students engaged in lively debates about politics, philosophy, and literature. It was here that Vasily developed his critical thinking skills, learned to articulate his ideas, and began to form his own opinions about the world. The years at the Tula Gymnasium were a formative period in Vasily's life, shaping his worldview and laying the foundations for his future success. He was an avid reader, devouring books on history, philosophy, and literature, and developed a particular fondness for the works of Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and Marx. The gymnasium's emphasis on intellectual curiosity and critical thinking helped Vasily develop a nuanced understanding of the complex issues facing Russia and the world. As we explore the early life of Vasily Chuikov, it becomes clear that the seeds of his later greatness were sown in these formative years, nurtured by a combination of family, education, and historical circumstance. The values of patriotism, duty, and selflessness, which were instilled in him by his family and community, would guide his decisions on the battlefield and inform his relationships with his comrades and superiors. As a young officer, Chuikov quickly distinguished himself through his bravery, tactical genius, and unwavering commitment to the Soviet cause. He joined the Red Army in 1918, during the Russian Civil War, and saw action on several fronts, including the Polish-Soviet War. His experiences during this period shaped his understanding of modern warfare and instilled in him a deep respect for the importance of adaptability, initiative, and decisive leadership. In the early 1920s, Chuikov attended the Frunze Military Academy, where he honed his skills as a commander and developed a keen interest in military strategy and tactics. He was particularly drawn to the works of Mikhail Frunze, a prominent Soviet military theorist who emphasized the importance of maneuver warfare and the role of the commander in shaping the outcome of battles. Chuikov's time at the academy had a profound impact on his development as a military leader, providing him with a solid foundation in the principles of war and the skills necessary to succeed in the fast-paced and unpredictable world of modern combat. As Chuikov rose through the ranks, he became increasingly involved in Soviet military politics. He was a member of the Communist Party and enjoyed the support of several high-ranking officials, including Joseph Stalin himself. However, this also meant that he had to navigate the treacherous waters of Soviet intrigue, where one misstep could lead to disaster. Chuikov's ability to balance his loyalty to the party with his own sense of duty and honor would be tested time and again as he faced difficult decisions and challenging situations on the battlefield. In 1939, Chuikov was appointed commander of the Fourth Army, which was stationed in Belarus. He played a key role in the Soviet invasion of Poland, leading his troops with distinction and earning recognition from his superiors. This experience would serve him well in the years to come, as he faced even greater challenges on the battlefields of World War II. As the war loomed on the horizon, Chuikov was appointed commander of the 62nd Army, which was tasked with defending the city of Stalingrad against the advancing German forces. It was a daunting assignment, as the Germans had already swept across much of Europe and were now pushing deep into Soviet territory. However, Chuikov was undaunted, drawing on his years of experience and his deep understanding of military strategy to prepare his troops for the battle ahead. The siege of Stalingrad, which began in August 1942, would become one of the most epic battles in modern history. Chuikov's 62nd Army, supported by other Soviet forces, held out against overwhelming odds, fighting house to house and street to street as the Germans sought to capture the city. The conditions were brutal, with temperatures plummeting to 30 degrees Celsius and supplies running low. Yet, despite these challenges, Chuikov's troops persevered, inspired by their commander's unwavering resolve and his commitment to defending the city at all costs. As the battle raged on, Chuikov became a hero of the Soviet Union, his name synonymous with bravery and determination. He was awarded numerous decorations, including the Order of Lenin and the Order of the Red Banner, and was promoted to the rank of Colonel General. However, more importantly, he had earned the respect and admiration of his troops, who fought with renewed vigor and purpose under his leadership. The turning point of the battle came in November 1942, when the Soviets launched a counterattack that encircled the German Sixth Army. Chuikov's 62nd Army played a crucial role in this operation, fighting its way through the German lines and linking up with other Soviet forces to trap the enemy. The Germans, led by General Friedrich Paulus, were forced to surrender in February 1943, marking a major turning point in the war on the Eastern Front. Chuikov's defense of Stalingrad had saved the city from capture and dealt a devastating blow to the German army. It was a testament to his leadership, tactical genius, and unwavering commitment to the Soviet cause. Welcome to segment 3 of our podcast on the life and legacy of Vasily Chuikov, one of the most renowned generals of World War II. As the Germans retreated from Stalingrad, Chuikov's 62nd Army was redesignated as the 8th Guards Army, a testament to its bravery and sacrifice during the siege. Chuikov continued to lead his troops with distinction, playing a key role in the Soviet advance on the Eastern Front. In July 1943, he participated in the Battle of Kursk, one of the largest tank battles in history, where the Soviets decisively defeated the German army. Chuikov's leadership and tactical genius were instrumental in the Soviet victory at Kursk. He worked closely with other senior commanders, including General Vasily Chuikov, to develop a comprehensive strategy that would exploit the weaknesses of the German army. The battle was fierce and intense, with both sides suffering heavy losses, but ultimately, the Soviets emerged victorious, having destroyed a significant portion of the German army. As the Soviet army advanced on Berlin, Chuikov's 8th Guards Army was at the forefront of the action. In January 1945, they crossed the Vistula River in Poland and began their march towards the German capital. The fighting was brutal, with the Germans putting up fierce resistance, but Chuikov's troops persevered, driven by their determination to bring an end to the war. On April 22, 1945, Chuikov's army reached the outskirts of Berlin, where they linked up with other Soviet forces to encircle the city. The battle for Berlin was intense and chaotic, with fighting taking place in every corner of the city. Chuikov's troops fought bravely, overcoming fierce resistance from the German army and eventually reaching the Reichstag building, the seat of the German government. On May 2, 1945, Chuikov's soldiers raised the Soviet flag over the Reichstag, marking a symbolic end to the war in Europe. The victory was a testament to Chuikov's leadership and the bravery of his troops, who had fought tirelessly for months to reach this moment. As news of the surrender spread, Chuikov was hailed as a hero, not just in the Soviet Union, but around the world. In the aftermath of the war, Chuikov continued to serve in the Soviet military, playing a key role in the occupation of Germany and the establishment of the German Democratic Republic. He was awarded numerous decorations for his service, including the title of Hero of the Soviet Union, and was promoted to the rank of Marshal, one of the highest honors in the Soviet military. His bravery, leadership, and tactical genius inspired generations of military leaders, and his defense of Stalingrad will always be remembered as one of the greatest battles in history. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.